Well, hello there.
Hi! I totally look like I just had a show last night and didn't get any sleep, and it's because it's true.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you getting up and doing this. I know it's, we were messaging yesterday. My week's been crazy. I know your week has, and it's Pride Month. So for you, you've got to be swamped.
Oh, yeah. And there's so much in the works right now, like I can't even breathe, but it's fine.
Right. No, well, and I love the fact that you're just down the street in San Antonio.
Yes, honey. We're neighbors.
I know. And now let's talk about, first of all, we got to get out of the way because the Austin connection is you're here because I moved back here about a year ago to work here at Lucy 93.3. So I was all about Drag Brunch in Dallas with Crystal Summers and all them. You know, Crystal?
Yeah.
Of course. So we need a good drag brunch here, and you do it every Saturday.
Yes, every Saturday at 3 o'clock. It's more like drag lunch, but we still call it drag brunch. It's fabulous, you know.
So you're in Austin every Saturday. It is a Halcyon?
Yes, at Halcyon on 4th. Halcyon on 4th. We have 2 shows in Austin on Saturdays, but yes, the Halcyon on 4th is the brunch at 3 p.m. And if anyone here is in Austin, Texas, get your tickets ASAP. Like, book all your parties. Like, we have a freaking wonderful time.
I've seen a lot of them been sold out. So I can't go tomorrow, but I have been dying for, I'm going to call it drag brunch. I don't give a crap if it's at 5 p.m, honey. I'll come at 3 o'clock. So if you're there next Saturday, can you just give me some VIP style?
You know, I wish. Unfortunately, we treat everybody the same. It don't matter what. Everybody's equal. We're there just to have a good time.
Okay, well, at least I can sit in the front.
Okay.
No, but again, I definitely will join that because I love going to this. It's such a fun time. So let's get into American Idol. I know that's, everyone wants to know that, but, you really did make history. We're tying into the Pride, the whole month of Pride. And I don't know, you can correct my language, okay? But you're not, you do drag, but you sing. So would you say you would be a drag queen?
It's the other way around.
Okay.
I sing, I just happen to do drag.
There you go.
So I have been a professional vocalist for 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And drag was a complete afterthought that came simply as my last ditch effort to get my break into the industry.
Right.
It doesn't change what I do. It just changes the way that I look while I do it. So for me, drag is entirely secondary. First and foremost, I am a singer. I am a vocalist. And when somebody asks me what I do, I don't say I'm a professional drag queen. No, I am a professional singer, as I have been for over a decade already.
I got that vibe, also from you, because you tried out for Idol 1 year, didn't make it, came back, and obviously killed it. You really did. So
thank you.
So really, again, performing in drag as a performer, that's never been done on Idol ever, but you.
Yeah, and I think there have been lots of other queens that have tried beforehand, but the problem was they were looking for someone like me, where drag wasn't the forefront. Drag was secondary to the main talent and to the focus of not just what the show was, but what that person's passion was. Because for me, drag is not a passion. The singing is a passion. Drag is just something that allows me to follow that passion and take more part in being able to get on stages and to really tour and meet people. And that's what drag is to me. It's a vehicle to get to do what I truly love.
The whole thing, is just, it's so compelling, and it was so incredible to watch, and so glad, you're doing you did so many Prides, and obviously you're probably going to do more Pride festivals this year. And are you going to be doing any in Texas?
I'm actually in Houston in a week on the 9th, I think, on the 9th.
Okay. So Houston, that's great.
Yeah.
So I have my Jimmy Fallon notes, even though I remember, because your audition was so iconic. And I have to ask you, because I love Katy Perry, and she's been so supportive of the community. How was it working with her on the show? Because you were in the top 10, so you obviously had a lot of, I would say, contact with her.
No, not at all.
You didn't.
You would think, but really, what you see on TV is pretty much the extent of our connection with any of them. that we don't get to see much more than what you get to see.
Okay. Interesting.
And I think it has a lot to do with the whole favoritism, fairness,
Right,
all
right.
of those things. They don't want them to start favoring one person because they have a better time with them, type of thing. And it is what it is. But she, for what I did experience, was very, very kind. She was a supporter of mine, that much I know for sure. And I wish we had more opportunity to kind of work together after the show. But, such is life, such are contracts. And
well, her reaction to you after your audition was really one of the more classic moments of Idol, I think. That's just me, but I thought her reaction was amazing. So, and then the people you got to perform with are some of my favorites. I mean, we know, obviously you did with Patti LaBelle, but one of my favorites, I mean, the Jennifer Hudson thing. How was that? Were you nervous? Were you in heaven? How did you feel about performing with Jennifer Hudson?
I didn't perform with Jennifer Hudson, but I did.
I thought it was that song from Dreamgirls.
I sang the song, yeah, but not
you
with
weren't
Jennifer
with her.
Hudson.
Okay. So I thought you did, and so that's what I guess was it that good that I thought you performed with Jennifer Hudson?
No, and I think it would have been iconic. Jennifer Hudson is clearly someone that myself, many, many others look up to as vocalists, entertainers, American Idol hopefuls, whatever it may be. That was one of in my opinion at least, one of my worst performances. And you want to know why?
What?
I had an allergic reaction just before the show to a food item that I was served. And my throat was entirely swelled up. So in order to compensate for not being able to breathe or sing, I still told them, I said, I'm still going to perform. I'm not dropping out. I'm not just going to, call it quits. So I still did it. But in order to compensate for what my vocals that I knew were not good that day, especially, I was overly dramatic and hyped up everything as if I actually was about to cry, as if I actually was like totally, oh my God, I can't believe this. No, that was my cover up for just not being able to sing that day. And that's the truth of it. It's TV. The show had to go on, and whether I was sick or not, I had to make it happen.
That is such a great story. No, literally, the show does have to go on. And at home, we didn't know that. I just remember that performance, and I swear I was like, I know she was there, but you know what? You did an amazing job, and I didn't even know you were sick. So, congrats on that.
Thank you.
So after Idol, you've gone on to do your own songs and perform around the country. And have you gone? What are some of the highlights that you've had with meeting other artists and some of your fans and stuff like that?
Oh, geez, there are so many because of how much I just love doing what I do. And my motto is that I do what I love for the people that love what I do. So meeting the people who love what I do just as much as I love doing it is always an incredible moment. I have had people at Prides that come up to me and are shaking and crying, telling me how much I mean to them when I do my meet and greets and whatnot at shows. And it's an incredible feeling. And there's one moment that happened recently with Susan, who's actually here, who is one of my biggest supporters. She shows up to every single interview that I do online, everywhere. I finally got to meet her, as well as Dana Reed. I don't know if Dana is here, but I got to meet them in person. They've been crazy supporters since Idol time, and have done so much for me to just show love and how much they care for me and what I do. And I got to meet them, and it was fantastic. It was like one of the highlights of everything that I've gotten to do in my career was to meet the people that have meant so much to me and that have told me that I've meant so much to them one-on-one.
That's amazing.
It was fantastic.
I love that you're that supportive, of obviously the fans and the impact you had. I mean, it's, you're doing what you love, but there's, what you did is just, just for me, watching it. I mean, I don't even remember what I did yesterday, but obviously I remember a lot of your season. You know what I mean? And it just really was inspiring to see the whole story. It really was. It really was. So again, we have all the information up, and we posted some of the videos, links to for Ada up on our website at lucy933.com. So you can head on over there for some of the stuff we're talking about. and refresh your memory and watch the, your audition, was classic. So what's next for music and stuff for you? Because you do original stuff and, what is next?
Yeah, I hadn't been able to release a whole bunch of original stuff post Idol because I immediately got busy touring.
Right.
As soon as Idol was done, I was touring. I was moving, relocating, like everything was just crazy. And then shortly after, when things started kind of settling down for me to be able to do music, the pandemic hit. So I was supposed to record my first official EP as well as release mini singles right during that summer. I was planning it around my upcoming summer tour. I was going to be using the funding to make a great album with a friend of mine out in Hollywood. And everything fell through. When all my show dates got canceled, everything was complete. What should I say? It was just complete shit. And, that's what
that's the only way to say it. Yeah, no, I agree.
So now, thankfully, I do have a single coming out July 2nd officially called Burn. I do have the little preview teaser of it over on my Instagram page as well as my other social medias. So feel free to check that out, everyone. I do also have another song that I'm going into studio on Saturday to lay down the tracks for in Austin. So I'm going to be doing that between my shows in Austin. Studio time. So that's exciting. I don't know if I'm allowed to give too many details on it yet because it's a kind of project that's in the works with someone who I'm very grateful to have scouted me out. I'll say that.
Love that. We'll leave it at that.
But yeah, that'll be coming soon. Announcements will be made. So keep an eye on my page. But at the very least, Burn is coming out. Release date, I believe, is officially July 2nd. The pre-save date should be coming soon as well. So keep an eye out for that.
That's awesome. So some random questions. Anything, during this, pandemic, now we're coming out the other side of it, which is really great to see. Austin just hopping again. It's so much, just going to any show is so much fun. That's why I'm just like, Drag Brunch, I'm there, just to get out, just to get out and do something is so nice. So when you were, I got into this habit of watching a lot of TV and I'm still doing that at night. So is there things that you binged on that you loved? It's such a random question, Ada, but I had to ask you.
No. I've never been a big TV person. I've never been really like, I'm a work person. So even when things weren't going on, like I wasn't touring, I wasn't, doing all that type of stuff, I was still writing music. Nothing really changed there. Constantly trying to find new inspiration to write music. I guess I turned to live streaming very, very often. I don't know if that counts as an obsession to take.
No, it definitely.
That became my source of income. For a while, that's what I did because I wasn't able to perform. Everything was gone. And I had to try and keep food on the table somehow. So that was what I did. I was live streaming on Facebook and Instagram for hours every day. And it was something that kept me artistically active.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It just kept me going. So I didn't just fizzle out, I guess, because I can't just stop what I do. I can't. I can't allow myself.
Well, welcome back to in-person action. That's for a performer. Obviously, you worked really hard, and it's I was working, but I still I have a short attention span, so I love the 5 to 9 episode series. That was my thing. I'm like, wow, how did I ever watch back in the old days 24 episodes? Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking, gosh, back in the old days, I'm not going to go too old here, but 24 episodes of Desperate Housewives. You try to binge on 8 seasons of that, that's a lot. So, I keep things very, I kept it very simple, but I did work a lot too, just like you, because someone's got to keep the lights on in a radio station and keep things rolling, and we did.
Yeah.
So now we're having.
You can't just let things fall and crash and burn because there's a pandemic. We still got to work, honey.
Hey, you bet, girl. We do, and we're working it. So again, let's stay in touch because I definitely will come to brunch, and I'm going to come up and say hi. I just have to because I'm a huge fan, and I'm really glad that we got to make this connection. I like the local aspect as well. You're down the street and you're up here recording. So make sure you let us know about this new recording when you can. you can just message me and we can hop back on, just we'll do a random one. I don't need lighting and makeup for that.
Well, yes, honey. Thank you for having me. If you have anything else to ask, don't be afraid. I am an open book and I got nothing but time.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty, I was really very interested in, the concept of how you would describe what you do. And I think, you did describe it on Idol, but hearing the way you asked it, because the drag versus performer, and then that whole thing is just such a unique concept that people are used to seeing RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
And some of them are singers, they're singers.
They sing.
I won't get too shady. But let's just say this, you can sing, okay? I'll just say that. And you look great dressed up like that too.
Thank you.
And you're such a sweet person. So, really been great corresponding with you, and I love your spunk. You can tell I like a little shade. So, So yeah, that's really, I just wanted to touch base, and again, anybody out there that's in Austin or in the surrounding areas, definitely come to Drag Brunch, because I'm going to drag people here from Waterloo Media. We're going.
Period.
So it'll be the really loud, obnoxious group. Not that matters, that the whole brunch is probably loud and obnoxious.
Honey, of course.
So is this something, real quick, I was going to ask you, is this something you host and then you have other performers under you? Is that how that's working?
Yeah, so I host, DJ, and perform.
Bailey, we're going. I just see Bailey. Yes, Bailey, we're going to Drag Brunch.
Yes. But yeah, I host, DJ, and I'm performing the brunch. It's usually a cast of 5 to 6 queens that are on set regular cast. Every now and again, we'll throw in some extra performers. Next week, Miss Aliza, is next week yours? Okay, next week we're having a benefit show. It's still the regular brunch, but the proceeds, that the tips or whatever it may be, will go to benefit Miss Aliza, who is getting ready for her nationals pageant.
Okay.
So, yeah, if y'all want to go and tip,
so that would be the week for us then, Bailey, and all of us that are on Instagram right now that I see here in Austin. The following week we'll go, because that's a lot of my friends in Dallas did the pageant stuff, and it's a really cool thing. I love it.
And next week is Miss Aliza's week to make her coin. Y'all give her dollar bills, hundreds, whatever the hell. She got stuff to get together, and pageants are expensive.
Does she take change for $1? I'm not that bad.
Very that. Throw quarters.
throw quarters. All right, so we'll do that. Again, thank you so much for joining us here at Lucy 93.3. And Ada, we'll stay in touch and keep updated, and we'll do more Instagram lives, because you're awesome. You're really awesome.
You. Well, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, darling.
Of course, anytime, and congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, it's our Lucy Live, driven by Central Texas Honda dealers, and Ada Vox from American Idol. Woo! Thank you.